Good morning, first graders. Today we are on page 223 of your student journal and we are on lesson 4. We are going to be just continuing with what we did yesterday. So our goal today says, today I will identify the defining and non-defining attributes of plane shapes. Okay, so just a quick reminder, boys and girls. Remember, our defining attributes are qualities that define a shape. They help us figure out what shape we're talking about. So we have number of sides, number of vertices, and is it closed or open? And those are what help us, again, define or figure out the shape. Our non-defining attributes, they don't help us define the shape. They don't help us figure out what the shape are. Those are color, orientation, and overall size. So those don't really help us figure out what our shape is. They do tell us kind of details about the shape or qualities about the shape. They just don't really help us very much. Okay, so I'm going to get started, boys and girls, with my first one. And this says that I'm going to describe the following plane shapes by defining their attributes and then circle the non-defining attribute. Okay, so this tells me it's a green square. It's a green square. Okay, well, the defining attributes, when I see this, the defining things, the things that help me figure out what it is that I'm looking at, okay, would be its sides. I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to my shape. 4 sides to my shape. The other thing that is a defining attribute of this shape is how many vertices does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, our vertices they are our points or our corners are my vertices. And then this says, is it closed or not closed? That's what this tells me. Is it closed or not closed? And it is closed. So I could say yes. Okay, what is its non-defining here? Its non-defining is, well, it told me it's a green square. So they told me its color, but that doesn't help me at all know what shape it is. So that would be called a non-defining attribute. Okay, let's look at my next one. It says this is a big hexagon. So what things help me define that it's a hexagon? Well, its sides, knowing that it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided object, and knowing that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices or corners or points, and knowing that it's a closed object, knowing those 3 attributes let me know it's a hexagon. But knowing that it's big, its size, doesn't help me at all. That doesn't tell me anything. Okay, my last one today, boys and girls, it's a rectangle, and this is how they gave it to me. Well, I know because it's a 4-sided shape with 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices, and it's closed. That helps me not exactly know it's a rectangle because I also could have thought maybe square or trapezoid, but this at least gives me an idea. But look at the way that they put it on the paper. They put it kind of like crooked or sideways. So the orientation of it doesn't tell me that it's a rectangle. That doesn't help me at all. Okay, so let's try some of these together, boys and girls. We are on page 224, and here's our first one. Okay, our first one says big trapezoid. Big trapezoid. Okay, so our defining attributes, things that help us figure out it's a trapezoid, are that it has 4 sides. We also see that it has 4 vertices or points or corners, and we see that it's a closed shape. The fact that they tell us it's big in size, that does not help us at all. It just is a attribute, but it's not a defining attribute. Okay, let's look at our next one. Our next one is a square, and we see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. We also see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices, and we say yes, it is a closed figure or shape. Now, they took our square, because squares normally look like this, correct, boys and girls? So what they did is they just kind of shifted the orientation to make it sideways. So that's considered a non-defining attribute. Okay, let's look at our next shape. This says big circle. Okay, well, a circle has no sides, and a circle has no vertices. It is closed though. So all of those things help me figure out it's a circle, but telling me it's big in size doesn't help me at all. Doesn't help me at all. Okay, boys and girls, today you have quite a bit to try on your own. You're going to be trying page 225, 226, and 227. Have a nice day. Bye.